Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the
No, Leah.
floor. Okay, fine.
I'm Lamont, and I'm excited for season 2.
And I'm Leah. Welcome to season 2. And you're tuning into the Lamont N Leah podcast.
Oh my gosh. So for season 2, we decided to start doing something different. National holidays. Like usually when Leia and I plan something, or it's like themed around like something that's happening that month. Mm-hmm. So, national holidays, you can always look them up online. There's so many. But here are some of the ones that stood out to me this week. So, February 11th is National Make a Friend Day. Mm-hmm. February 14th is, of course, Valentine's Day. Yeah. I thought Single Awareness Day was on the 14th, too, because I feel like a lot of people celebrate it then. But it's technically February 15th.
Yes.
And then an amazing, awesome holiday, which I feel like does not get enough focus, is National Random Acts of Kindness, which is February 17th.
Nice. My sister's birthday is also on the 16th.
Amalia or Daphne?
Amalia. And your brother's birthday is on the 14th.
Joaquin's birthday is on the 14th. I need to get Amalia in my calendar. I don't think I have her in my calendar.
Happy birthday to both of them.
Happy birthday, guys. So today on the Lamont N Leah podcast, Leah and I have invited special guests. She's a podcaster, Ln'L Quarles, the host of Be Your Own Kind. Her podcast is all about self-acceptance and embracing one's uniqueness. Mm-hmm. And so I thought that would be really, really cool because today we're going to talk about body image and how it affects us in our lives.
All right. That sounds great. I think we kind of glossed over the fact that this is season 2.
Oh. Kind of. I mean, we said it in the intro, but...
I know, but, welcome to season 2.
Yeah, welcome to season 2. Here's to Leah and all the hard work she does.
Yay. Oh, we can't see our cups. If you're watching this, you can't see our cups. We're using a digital background right now because we weren't able to get our backgrounds in time.
Yeah, so
we'll have these for a few episodes, and then randomly you will see a new background. Which, by the way, if you're listening to this, hi, welcome. But we also do video versions of this on our Facebook and our YouTube, so make sure you check those out.
And if you missed the live last week, you should totally check it out.
Exactly. Yeah, we went live. It was fun. But anyway, our guest is waiting on us, so let's go get them and let's start talking about body image. I don't know, when I said body image, it reminded me of Ursula when she's like, body language.
Did you ever notice the first thing that pops out of her dress is her boobs?
Of course. As it should be.
When I was a child, I was like, huh. And then my mom finally mentioned it. She's like, that is so odd that they did that.
All right, let's go grab her.
Okay, let's go get her. Welcome, Renita, to the Lamont N Leah podcast.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
We're so happy to have you. Would you please take a moment to introduce yourself to our viewer and listener audience?
Sure. My name is Ln'L Quarles. I am the creator of the Be Your Own Kind platform, which also consists of a podcast, YouTube channel, a blog, and I also freelance on the side. The purpose of my platform is just to spread the word of just be yourself. There's no greater person to be but yourself. You are probably the most fantastic person you will ever get to know in your entire life.
I love that.
I love that. I love that because Leigh and I are always talking about how people are on their different journeys, and it's discovering, it's taking chances, it's learning from them and doing better. You know. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You sound
Yeah.
like
So
you.
go ahead.
I was just say you sound like you keep busy.
Yeah. Pretty busy. It started off as a blog, and then next thing I knew, I was like, "Ooh, what if I try a podcast?" And I'm like, "Okay, fine." Then the pandemic happened, and I'm like, "I want to be seen and heard. Let's start a YouTube channel." So it just kept building from there, and the
Mm-hmm.
freelancing actually happened in 2020 as well because there's nothing else to do. So it was like, okay, let me help businesses because it's time to do research and development. Nothing else happening. So
Nice.
things just kind of just landed in my lap. So
Very
Awesome.
cool. Nice
yeah.
evolution.
Mm-hmm. Um. Yeah, I think we should just dive right in, Lamont. What do you
All
think?
right.
All
Why
right.
not? Let's do it.
All right. Lamont, you want to take it away? Because I know you had something to say.
No. Okay, I'll take it away. All right. So let's go ahead and jump into our main topic, which is a body image.
Mm-hmm.
So we usually like to define different things because people have different ideas for different things. And it's great. All the ideas are great, but we kind of like to work from a working definition. So, what is body image?
To me, I just think it's simply how you feel or how you view your body.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a simple definition, but not really simple in application because you're kind of fighting against society's definition of body image versus body, your individual, opinion of body image. That's why it's important to just be comfortable in your skin, no matter if you haven't reached that goal yet. You still have to be comfortable in your skin because you can lose all the weight and still not have the confidence. So it's not going to matter at all. It's love yourself where you're at,
Mm-hmm.
so you don't have to lose the weight, then do the work of loving yourself. That's backwards to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think that's not really talked about a lot. Like, it's like get healthy, get fit, look like this person, um, and then you're gonna eventually love yourself. And it should be like love yourself, and then decide like what is beneficial to you.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Um, Body image. I think that was a great definition, by the way.
Thanks.
Um, I just wanted to add that I think it also has to do with kind of like how you see yourself internally. But then it starts getting messy when your internal image and your outside image don't match, which I think we'll touch on later. But
Yeah.
yeah, like how you imagine yourself. Um, Lamont, do you think body image is just a physical thing?
No, it's not just physical. I think it's your beliefs, your thoughts, your perceptions, and definitely how you feel about what's going on with your body.
Mm.
So I feel like it encompasses a lot, right? So, like our guest said, it's how you see yourself, but it involves all the stuff behind it, and then you have to fight against society's definition of what body
Mm-hmm.
image may be.
Mm-hmm. True. Cool. Um, Man, where do we lead off there?
Well,
what?
just to piggyback off what Lamont said, I've known people that have underwent the is it VSG, that surgery, and they still have to they still have to go to therapy because they're small, but in their mind they're still the same weight that they were because it was such a vast, change.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if relying on the mind too much, can mess up your image of yourself too because you can have actually reached your goal, but if you haven't done the mental work,
Mm-hmm.
now your mind has to catch up with your body. So there
Yeah.
are instances like that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I would like for us to just take a moment and for all of us to like kind of like reflect on our own body image journey, and if we're comfortable, we should share whatever's we're comfortable sharing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Want me to start or?
Yeah, go
Oh,
ahead.
Sure.
okay. I've been pretty much heavy my entire life. So I've dealt with the bullying, being friend zoned, and then in the background, oh, I love you, but in front of people, it's like, oh, she's just my friend. You know, I've been bullied for other things too, but it was that and kind of being nerdy. And I thought that something was wrong with me because I didn't look like her. I didn't look like the skinny version, or I didn't speak like the cool kids. I still don't understand slang half the time. I felt like, I don't know, like I was cursed or something in a sense growing up. Then you grow up and it's time to get married and things of that sort. And then you have like the elder saying, well, you better lose weight or no one's ever going to marry you, or you were not going to get that promotion or that job because people don't hire, heavy set people. And when I did get married, it was like, oh, a skinny friend actually said to me, oh, I'm shocked that you got married before me. Like, it's almost like people say these things because you're heavy, you don't have feelings. So it's okay for me to say whatever I want to say. And I always tell people, like, okay, so you see my physical flaw, so you can pick at it, but you have your flaws. They're just invisible. I can't pinpoint yours. You know what I'm saying? I can't pinpoint your weak point. So, but you can pinpoint mine because I'm happy. So I had to learn to, like you said, to make my own definition of body image. And I am Renita, whether I'm 150, 160, 260, 340, 450, it doesn't matter. I am still me and I'm comfortable in my skin. My weight is separate from who I am. It's not my identity. And I had to learn how to separate the two, because it became my identity in a sense. Well, I can't do this because I'm big. Well, when I lose this weight and I'm going to conquer the world. No, I'm going to conquer the world big. I'm going to conquer the world as I am now, because my weight does not affect my brain and my ability. So, yeah.
Right. No, thank you for sharing. I like when you were sharing your story, what I picked up most was like all those unloving moments that people engage with you in, right? Like that just seemed really, really hurtful.
Yeah, it is. It is. It makes you feel like you're defective. I felt defected, like God had, took a nap during. I imagine like a factory in heaven where they're making the people, and he fell asleep. It was a malfunction going on. Like, for real, that's how I felt. And they forgot to put me back, and just, I accidentally made it here. That's how I felt at a point, and it played a part in my depression, because I was depressed for a while. So yeah, people say they're just talking, but those are seeds that they're planting in your head, and it grows with you. So that's why be careful what you say to a person, because you can speak life and death in a person, and whatever you say, and you don't know how close they are to the edge when you say what you say.
Yeah, true. That is a very, very important point. I think for my journey, Leah, I remember being a young kid and like being scared that I was gonna get fat, because I think people would tell me like, watch what you eat, you were eating too much, yada 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 and stuff. And then I eventually started gaining weight. And at some point, like, all I saw in the mirror was a big, huge, fat person, even when I was actually pretty, like, decent. Like, I go back to some pictures and I'm like, wow, like, in my mind, I'm as big as I am now back then. Like, that's what I was seeing back then. And it wasn't even like that. And so I'm like, how can I even trust my eyes now? Like, am I really this big? Or am I just imagining myself bigger than I am? And so I came out and started talking about my body dysphoria last year, towards the end of last year. Like, hey, like, I think I'm experiencing body dysphoria. And this isn't. And, like, I compared two pictures. Like, this is what I was a few months ago. This is where I am now. And, like, I can see it in pictures, the difference. But honestly, when I wake up in the morning and I look in the mirror straight on, I see the bigger person. So, yeah. And
I think that's,
go ahead.
I think that's so courageous for you to even mention that, because body image is only kind of highlighted on women. Like eating disorders, body is never geared towards men, and men suffer from that as well, but it's not highlighted as much. So the fact that you're bringing awareness to that is pretty dope.
Yeah, we need to touch more on that, because that is something I know me and Lamont are both really passionate about that.
And so when I dream, I don't dream as myself as a heavier person. I actually dream of myself as a pretty, not super fit, like not muscly cut and stuff, but like an average Joe looking person. That's what I see in my dreams. And then when I wake up, that's not what I see. Mm-hmm. And so I'm really proud of myself for the journey, because it's no longer you're fat, you need to lose weight, so you need to exercise. It's you want to stay healthy, you want to watch your blood pressure, your blood sugar. You want to be around for a while because there's people you want to be around for. So I get up, I go to the gym, I exercise. It helps my mental health, and I feel good. Mm-hmm. So, and hopefully the benefit might want to be like I might get thinner and more fit, and maybe more closer to what I see in my dreams and in my head. But at the end of the day, it's not about that. It's just about maintaining health. Mm-hmm.
Well, Lamont, thank you for sharing. Usually you thank everyone else for sharing. I'm going to thank you.
Yeah.
But I have a similar, I don't want to say issue, situation. I have a similar situation in which the way I see myself in my head does not match my outward appearance. So sometimes I'll just be like walking by something and I have to like stop and look in the mirror and be like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, that's what we got going on now. I guess I've had similar experiences to both of you, but I'm also having revelations as I do more like personal insight and everything, where I don't know where exactly all this like negative body image thoughts like originated, because I'm trying to think back to like when I was younger, and I cannot pinpoint a moment when I got teased. I feel like a lot of it was brought on by something internally. Like, obviously I did get teased every once in a while, but not as ruthlessly as some people I've heard of, like stories of like people just like laying into them for being heavier. Even just slightly. I mean, I've watched them make fun of friends who were heavier, and I mean, at that time I did not step in, which I do regret thinking back on it, but I was like 10, so.
And it was one of the fears, like, if I say something, are they gonna switch and focus on me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, you know my friend that I'm talking about. Yeah, and there was a weight difference in between even her and I, but we were like the heavier girls in class, and usually she'd take the brunt of it because she was heavier. But yeah, so like I keep realizing that a lot of my whole like, oh, I was teased was like, but was I? Or was it just all stuff I was assuming based on what I thought of myself at that time? But in terms of like body image journey, it's something I'm working towards. I have heard people complain that they don't like when people are just like, oh, I want to work out to lose weight. That's very harmful, yada yada yada. It's something I do, it's something I want. It's not because I think like skinny is ideal. Like, I don't want to be skinny. I just have this like really awesome daydream of wanting to be able to like be like Assassin's Creed, where I can like run and jump off of stuff and like pick things up and throw them. Like, that's what I want. That's my goal.
Oh my gosh. All right.
But yeah, that's my body image journey.
All right. Leah. Yeah. So, Renita, you don't know this, but Leah and I, we grew up together. Like, we are longtime friends. We grew up in the same church, in the same little town, Marina Valley in California. So I remember there was a time when Cheetah Girls, I want to say it was like 2, or maybe it was...
When was Cheetah Girls?
It was like High School Musical, like a new High School Musical was coming out, and a Cheetah Girls movie was coming out. And I was trying to get your mom to let you come over to watch them with me. And the conversation that you and me and your mom had was, I don't want Leah watching those movies because I don't want her comparing herself to those stars. And like I just went over my head. And I was like, what are you talking about, Nalu? Like, we love the music, we love the actors, we respect the actors. These are like people of our time. And she's like, no, like, she's not coming. So I was like, you can't stop the music. I think your mom might have been picking up on something that you were going through that I didn't realize at the time, and she was trying to protect you.
Cheetah Girls came out in 2003.
Oh wow! So that was like eighth, ninth grade.
That was a while ago.
That's surprising. Thanks for sharing that. Because honestly, she was the one who used to bring up my weight the most. Which, in hindsight, was mainly because she had a lot of weight issues. Some were medically induced weight issues, and I think she just didn't want me going through that. So, that's an interesting little anecdote about how your body image is influenced by those things around you.
Yeah.
Your parents, your peers.
And Raven Simone was like average size though. Like I feel like she was realistic.
She was little back then.
Yeah, if you wanted to, she was kind of safe for young girls in that sense, size wise.
Yeah, and so like I didn't get it because I was like, I think like more of the conversation was like Raven Simone, like I was like, she's thick and she's full and she's beautiful, and then I was like, the white girl, like she had gained a little bit more by number 2, and I was like, she's gorgeous, and Adriana and the other black girl, they were thinner, but like Adriana's not like a twig either. So I was like, these are like great role models for
I was gonna say, I was like, they probably had the most normal body type of like movies for the early 2000s.
But again, I'm pretty sure your mom was coming from a protective place.
Yeah, which is surprising. Anyway.
So this brings us to the question, why is body image important?
Counterpoint, is it?
Yeah, I was thinking that. I think that's just something that was created, another thing to divide.
Interesting idea. Like, I want to hear your guys' thoughts on this.
I feel like people put a lot of emphasis on the way you look. And like, this is definitely something I see as a female. People are constantly going, oh, how do you look? What are you wearing? Can you fit that? What's your size? Da, 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 da. Like, I feel like it's getting better. I'm going to say it's getting a lot better these days. But like, that's just constantly everywhere. And I'm just like, why does it matter at this point?
Right.
I don't think it mattered at any point. Like, I don't think it ever mattered, No. And the thing with females is we're most pressured by other females. It's not even males pressuring us to look good. It's other females.
This is true.
Like, why? Stop it. You're supposed to be like me.
All right. So I'm a part of the LGBTQIA plus community.
Alphabet Mafia.
And Leah, there's a song that goes
Body yaddy 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 yaddy.
That was not the song. That was not the song. It's a famous song that goes like, what are you wearing? And like they go through like, how do you look? How do you feel? How do you look? No one ugly allowed. And so like it's
Is that a RuPaul song?
No, it's
it sounds like a RuPaul song. I'm sorry.
I think it's called Evangelista or something. I don't know. But it's in that community too, right? So I think it has transcended from girl community to guy community, or not guy community, LGBT plus community, but I'm pretty sure it all starts with the white man. Like in all their fashion, like it doesn't matter if they're straight or gay, like Versace or Gucci or whoever, and like all the things that they like design for women. Like it starts with them, kind of like, and it just has trickled down into like how women respond to women and how gays respond to each other. And
What was weird? There was a time in fashion where, like, wasn't Marilyn Monroe like a size 14?
Something, yeah. Like,
yeah, and that was the high beauty standard of fashion.
Right.
And if you go further into like maybe the Victoria era, you being skinny, you would look like a sickly. You need to be big and huge and voluptuous to be wanted, to be desired.
Right.
So there has been like this like transformation of like thin is gorgeous, skinny is gorgeous, beautiful. That's what's beautiful. And I don't know why or even how.
I mean,
who makes these rules though?
Right? Yeah.
And then we buy into it, like our societies buy into it.
I'm sorry, Leah.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
I was just gonna say it has to do with what is that word? Consumerism.
Yes. Yes. And because like America is one of the most consumeristic nations, I feel like we are one of the most poisonous ones, right? I remember taking this women's studies class and our teacher explaining like standard of beauty is different in all different cultures, but how we have influenced like blonde hair, blue eyes, lighter skin, smaller waist sizes, bigger breast sizes, and how all of that's like emphasized from American culture because we're all about making that money, and we make money.
Colonization.
Don't forget the big butt. Do not forget the big butt. The BBLs and now body image is taking a whole nother toll. But it's not even about like weight loss anymore, right? It's about enhancing too. You know, plastic surgery is now a big thing. You know, so people are taking it to the next level. You know, if this nose is in, let's do this nose. If this mouth is in, let's do this mouth. Let's do these curves. Let's contour this. It's a lot going on with it now.
Yeah, so this brings us back to the point. Why is body image important? And I think it can be important for people who need reconstruction, right? So like plastic surgery is great at that, right? If you get the medical doc, not to enhance something, but like say like you had a problem, an accident, a severe accident that was out of your control and you wanted to restore a part of your body, your face, any other part of your body because of this accident, and it gives you better mental health, better physical health, better, you're going to take care of yourself more, you're not going to beat yourself up or think poorly of yourself. Those are some of the benefits to positive or having a good body image. But then I feel like on the severe side is we struggle with depression, like you were saying, Renita, when we don't have a healthy image and other issues come into play.
And that's why I feel I'm not against plastic surgery at all, because it still goes into the realm of being whoever you want to be, right? But the issue I have is there is no type of mandated therapy before you undergo these surgeries, because what they don't report is that a lot of people wish they had not gotten the surgery.
Yeah.
And now they're stuck with whatever they got forever, you know. And I feel like there should have been some type of consultation, like a mental consultation, before undergoing these surgeries.
Right.
Yeah.
I think really good firms do have them. Growing up in 2006 and on, like nip tuck was a thing. I would always like.
I love the show.
Tuck. And so it was very interesting, like how they touched on different things in the plastic surgery world. And at one point, they did get like mental health, and they had like a doctor for consultations, and they had to go and do that, and everything. It just got really ridiculous, like with all their drama, which was a great show. I still love the show, but I was like, wow, some of this stuff is far out there.
We did get you.
But yeah, so I think really good firms, if you're going to get into plastic surgery, they're going to look at the overall health care of the patient. Why are we doing this surgery? What is it going to help? What is it going to accomplish? What can you expect? What can you not? If you start feeling this way, seek these resources out, you know? So.
Yeah.
I'm still very body image is not important. I just okay. Going back to something that you said earlier, you were saying like someone who needs reconstruction of some body part, whether it was an accident or a disfigurement, something. I don't know. I've always thought it was really like effed up that people felt the need to have to like go and alter something because like, well, this is not what a normal person looks like, but like
that is a message, right?
Use a person and that's what you look like. So like, I don't know. I guess I'm coming off a little like high and mighty. Like I don't want people to feel bad if body image is like important to them. Like I understand it actually is kind of important to me, but personally I've been working towards it not being an important thing.
Right.
Which is actually something that I think we're going to be talking about in the next episode. So guys, tune into that one in 2 weeks. But yes, I can agree that it can be important, but I do think that we should work towards it not being so important that it consumes our lives and consumes every little bit of how we feel about ourselves. Because I think, like we said a million times before, and we need to make this a sticker, Lamont, there are different facets to everyone, and it's not just what you look like and how you appear to others, or even how you think about the way you look, that makes you who you are. Which I think, Renita, you mentioned earlier when you're just like, I don't want to make that, weight as my identity. Because it's just a piece of it.
Right. Exactly. Like I don't want to every minute be looking in the mirror. No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. But I do feel like body image should be maybe situational or based on, like, it just shouldn't be everything. Like I feel like if you're so consumed with how you look, you're always in an everlasting interview, right? Because just think when you're going for that job, of course, yeah, that's the time you care about how you look. You know, you want to look presentable. But if we're doing that all the time, think of the stress and the energy put into always dress for an interview from anybody, from strangers. Like that's just a lot of stress, undue stress too. And when does that leave you time to relax and be you? Because when you're in an interview, you're a version of you, but you're not totally you. So we're walking around being versions of us because we want to fit in, and no, it's too much. It's just too much.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a lot to think about.
I mean, I'm not bashing any of y'all who are like bodybuilders and stuff. Like I understand it's your job. So I mean, I'm talking about like the normal average person.
Right.
And again, I think Renita said it like at the beginning, like people should look how they want to look, right? So whether that be building up tons of muscle, great, do it. Right. Don't make other people feel not adequate because that's your version or that's what you like for you.
Exactly.
That's important. If that's what you want, if you want the BBL, get it. If you want the muscles, get it. But don't make me feel bad because I don't want that, you know? And that's an excellent point, Lamont. Excellent.
Well, I think you made it first.
So. Okay.
You made it. He reiterated it.
All right. With all of that said, I think this is a great time to take a break, and then when we return, we're going to talk about ways to like start overcoming negative body image and stuff.
Okay, that sounds great. Let's go take a break. All right, Lamont, like you said in the intro, next week is Valentine's Day. So I thought, let's just do a Valentine's Day game.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
Okay. As you know, I love emojis. I think they're great, and I think they are a great addition to communication. I think I said that in the communications episode, which was December sometime. So yeah, we're gonna do an emoji guessing game. Valentine's edition. Alrighty, so the first one is a heart and then an envelope emoji.
Love letter.
Love letter. Yes, I was going to say that too.
It took me a while. I was like, what is that?
Okay, the next one is a bow and arrow and then a baby.
I wanna
Cupid.
say baby? Oh, okay. So just
Cupid.
Okay.
Yes, I think it's Cupid.
All
Okay. So the next one is a pointing up emoji and then like a kissy face emoji. I don't know that one.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not even gonna try and guess that. Let me look at the answer. First kiss. I guess I would have done like a number one. There's like a number one little like flag thing. Okay, anyway, moving on. We have a heart and two birds. Heart birds. Love birds. Love birds.
Oh, lovebirds. That's actually very that's clever.
That's clever. Okay.
I got this next one.
Okay, so the next one is a dog emoji and then a heart. What is it, Lamont?
Puppy love.
Puppy love. Okay, I think I know what this next one is too. So it is I don't know what type of person emoji, but it's a guy. It's a guy emoji and then a ring. I think it's proposal.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
it is proposal. Woohoo! Why'd they choose that? There's like so many guy emojis. Why'd they choose that one?
I'm pretty sure a ring would have just
Maybe, yeah.
sufficed.
Okay, the next one is a sun and then a sleeping emoji.
For Valentine's Day?
Yeah. Sun. Sun and then sleeping. Sun. I don't know. Do you know?
No.
All right, let me look. Daydreaming.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Okay, next one. A star emoji and then the eyes emoji. Like the two eyes. The looking at the stars.
Yeah, looking at stars or stars in your eyes.
Oh, yeah. Let me check. Yep, that's what it is. Watching the stars. I like stars in your eyes. That's a lot better. Okay, next one is two people in love emoji, heart emoji. Two people in love emoji, heart emoji.
Oh, what's this called? It's like Romeo and Juliet.
Swingers! No.
Oh, tragic lovers? Is it tragic lovers?
No. It's double date.
Oh,
I guess.
okay.
I like my version better. Swingers! Okay, we're almost done. We got 3 more easy ones, I hope. Okay, so the next one is a couple emoji, wine, movie camera, dinner, roses, moon.
Couple wine. So, dinner and a movie?
Dinner and a movie. Date. A date night.
Valentine's date night? I don't know.
Yep, date night. Okay. 2 more. Next one is a heart emoji and then a camera emoji. Rom-com or romantic movie.
Yeah, romantic movie.
Okay. And our last one is a heart emoji and a book. Romantic novel.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a love story. Whatever.
Oh, whatever.
So yeah, I just found this on Google. A lot of people sell it, but it's also for free online. So yeah. Nothing special, but thanks for playing.
Alrighty.
I guess. All right, let's get back to the topic. That's more entertaining. All right, let's go.
Yeah. And we're back. So the next question I have for us is, for those of us who are struggling with negative body image, what practices can we implement to unlearn body negativity?
I believe what helped me was self-talk, like mirror talk. Like I was talking to a life coach and she said, just start looking in the mirror and just say three nice things about yourself.
Hmm.
And the first time I did it, it was so hard because all I can see was just the physical. It's committed to say, I like this because I'm looking at everything I don't like. Then the next day it got easier. Then the next day it got easier. Then it turned into, good morning, beautiful. Like it took practice, Now it's an everyday thing. Like, what are we doing today to conquer the world? Okay. But I had to look myself in the face because now every day I'm answering to me. So it doesn't matter what Susie thinks or Mike thinks. It's about what I think about me,
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that accountability to myself is what helped me feel better about how I looked.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. I
Yeah.
love that.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like it would be super hard, right? To like compliment yourself. And like, I teach kids in groups, and one of the things is we do self-esteem as one of the lessons. And I tell them like self-esteem is being aware of your strengths and qualities that you like about yourself. So I want you to name two qualities like that you really really like about yourself. And kids struggle saying kind and nice things about themselves. And I'm like, why is it so hard? Why is it a struggle?
Because we're taught to be kind to others. We're not taught to be kind to ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When we're in preschool, share, be nice to that person. Be nice. We don't grow up thinking about us until we grow up. Then we're like, oh, okay, I guess I need to be nice to you. But it's not part of the rearing up, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I agree. Um, I I also like I think surrounding yourself with diversity.
Yeah.
Cuz if you just look at like again, it's getting a little better. But if you look at general media, there's still a lot of diversity issues and that goes past weight.
Right.
Different forms of like ability, different like skin tones, ethnicities, nationalities, whatever. And I think it does help. Just realizing that other types of people, different ways they look, exist, and that it's not just one solitary thing for you to like focus on. Because I've noticed like when I focus on like before I started being like trying to get more diverse follows in my social media, I would like look at like one or two people that I was following. They're like, oh man, I really wish I looked like them. I'm never going to look like them. We have different body types. We're different ethnicities. Like, I have certain health problems that they apparently don't also have. Like, so I think it's just being realistic that there are so many different types of people in this world. And you're one of them.
Yeah. Leia, I kind of want to give a shout out to the latest Marvel movie. What was it called? The Eternals.
I haven't seen it yet.
Okay, so talk about diversity. I don't want to like ruin anything for you, but there was
Yeah,
so
no
much
spoilers. Sorry, go on.
there was so much diversity in that movie, and I just want to give the makers like a shout out. Like, thank you. Let's see more of that. So I can't talk about it more, but if you haven't got a chance to see the Eternals, definitely it's a really good movie. So
Okay.
and I love the diversity aspect.
Cool.
So I think along the lines of what you and Renita were saying, fight fatism, right? Fight it. And so what that is spending time accepting people of all sizes and shapes. So including diversity, create a list of people you admire that don't have perfect bodies, right? And so like there's this thing, like I'll bring up this topic with some of my friends sometimes, because I never want to shame like big divas, because I love my big divas, but sometimes I'm like, man, I wish they would have remained big, because now they've lost all this weight, and young girls in media are going to be like, oh, like there's no one for me to identify with, like J Hud. I love me some J Hud, and like I get it, like she lost the weight because she wanted to be healthier, like sometimes the weight is unhealthy for us. Sometimes you're totally fine, right? You need to check in with your doctor to find out what's going on with you. What's her name? Rizzo? Is her name Rizzo?
Lizzo?
The one that goes...
Lizzo.
Yeah. I love Rizzo. Like, I love how big and beautiful she is and how unapologetically she does things. I'm like, yes, be that voice for our young girls who are told they're not good enough because they don't look like a size 2 or whatever. Adele, she lost the weight. And I'm like, oh, Adele, like, I still love you. I'm just like, and like, you have your reasons. I'm not going to judge you, but I'm a little sad. Like, because I always thought you were big, beautiful, and she's still beautiful. Still beautiful. It's just, I appreciated her being bigger. I loved when Demi Lovato gained weight. I was like, yes, thick mama, yes. I love Beyonce and all her thickness right now. But I think it's important to like list people, or like at least become more realistic, or like, hey, there are famous people out there that may not necessarily have the ideal body type or the perfect body type, and it's okay to look different. And I need to spend time celebrating all people, no matter what their body size is. Just let's celebrate them because they're significant, they're important, they bring value to my life and other people's lives.
Yeah, I was just afraid Adele wouldn't sound the same when she lost the weight, but I'm glad that she did. I'm not gonna say I was really nervous about that. I was like, oh my God, I hope Adele still sounds like Adele, that she still has that power. So I wasn't even thinking about her weight. I was thinking about her talent. Like, no.
Yeah. No, her power's still there, right?
Yeah,
you know,
it's still there.
Christina Aguilera has struggled with, my opinion from what I've seen in like interviews, and I think I've heard her say, body weight, right? And she still maintains that power, whether she's thin as a stick or she's voluptuous as voluptuous, because she has gone through it all. Her vocals remain the same, so luckily, when you lose the weight, it doesn't impact your vocals.
Right. Yeah, I just feel like just drop the stigma altogether. Like, just and everyone has this whole body positive movement. I feel like it got misconstrued. It's just being positive in your body, no matter what size you are. But somehow, it's only highlighted on big people.
Yeah, and I think the reason why it's so focused on big people is because people that are thinner or skinnier, they're told they're the norm, or they're what's desirable. And so I think we see louder people on the bigger side. What I would like to see is people who are like super tiny, super thin, that struggle with that, because they're like, hey, like I don't like being this thin.
Right.
There's nothing that I can do. Like I try to eat unhealthy, I try to like, and I remain this thin. Like I would like to see them team up with bigger people, to team up with average people, and do more campaigns like, hey, like I'm beautiful, they're beautiful, we're beautiful, and this is why we're beautiful. It has nothing to do with how we look, but how we interact with people, how we impact people, what we're doing here, what we're doing there. This is why we're amazing. And yes, we're different sizes, and it's all great.
Yeah, we are actually going to be talking about body positivity in 2 weeks. So Lamont,
Sorry.
hold that thought, keep that passion, just keep it on the side for a little bit. We'll get to it. But we are going to be talking about that. Because yes, I've noticed those exact same things. It is actually a point I'm going to bring up in that episode. Because yeah, I do think it is a little on one side versus the other.
So to unlearn negative body image, I think we kind of need to fight the diet downfall. right? Everyone wants to be on some kind of diet, keto, whatever. Like, if you want to be on these things because it's going to legitimately bring you more energy, more health, more towards your goals, that's great. But again, when we're focusing on like, I want my body to look a certain way and I think this diet's going to help, I don't think that's helpful.
I agree. Change the why. Change your why. If you're trying to lose weight to stick it to them who bullied you, and is that a great why? I mean, I guess I can't judge a person's why, but don't do it out of anger to stick it to someone else. Because at the end of the day, when you're doing something for yourself, hopefully part of it, in that goal somewhere, it's for you. It's not to prove a point to someone else. I'm currently, on the weight loss journey because I get out of breath putting stockings on. I would like that not to happen. Like things like that. Like I would like to walk, down the street or up the stairs and it doesn't feel like I'm about to die. Like things like that. Like that has something to personally do with me. Would it be nice that, my bully can see me on Facebook and be like, dang, she looking good? Yes, that's an added plus, but that's not my why. So I think maybe just defining your why, besides sticking it to somebody else, when you're entering these diets and you're doing these surgeries and like, is there somewhere in there that you're doing it for yourself?
Yeah. I know at one point I got really concerned because I got to 300 plus pounds and I was having a hard time breathing, like just walking. And I was like, this is not okay. Go back to the gym, work out. Like, it's not about losing the weight. It's about you breathing okay. Like you need to breathe okay and not be out of breath going up a flight of stairs. The one flight of stairs that you live up, that you have to go up every day and down. So.
Yeah, health. You mentioned that. It is important to go to your doctor's appointments and see, analyze your health. And I mean, hopefully they'll be honest with you. I mean, sometimes they're a little too honest, but
too honest.
Man, tell me about it.
Okay, so a few Leia ago, I went to my doctor, and it wasn't even my doctor. It was the nurse. The one that does the things and then she gives it to the doctor. She was like, I didn't even recognize you. You gained so much weight.
Miss Chill. Okay.
And the thing is, she was not thin at all.
They're never thin, but they always want to get at you. Don't even get me started on that.
I don't know what that's about.
My doctor told me in a couple of years I'm gonna be diabetic like her. She actually said that to me.
Like me.
You are. I see it. I foresee it in your future.
Well, the thing is, why aren't you doing things if you're a doctor? Why aren't you and you know what to do? Why aren't you doing them?
Because they're burnt out, probably.
My doctor was that I might become diabetic. So he was like, hey, I just need you to exercise more. I want you to not have to worry about the things that come diabetic, And so I was like, you know what, doctor, I don't want to become diabetic either. That runs in my family. I do need to exercise more. And I'm going to start doing it.
Yeah, sometimes the medical professionals, I mean, find a good doctor. Number one, find a good doctor that you like and trust. But some of them have just given me so much hell. And they'll run these tests and oh, you must be almost pre-diabetic, and they're like, oh, all your labs are perfect. I'm like, I'm fine. There's other things causing the weight gain, okay? But the overall health is good, which is a great lead-in to genetics, right?
Yeah.
Some people are just, their family's bigger. I'm Polynesian. My family's bigger. It's how it is. But yeah, Lamont, you had statistics, right, for genetics? In the notes I saw you had some statistics.
So
in there.
genetics play a role in our body, at least 25 to 70% of your body. So that's something definitely to consider, right? I remember being a young adult living at my friend's house, and she was being very supportive of me at the time. And her daughter was dating this guy, and he was a skinny guy, but he ate crap. He ate crap, and like I'm trying to like eat like really good and stuff, and the conversation came up. I was like, I wonder how healthy like what's his name is, because like he looks great, but like I noticed that he doesn't eat. Like she was like, yeah, like you're probably way healthier than him, like body wise. And she was like, and like I would hate to see what his arteries look like. And I was like, huh, I never thought of that, right? So just because the package is more desirable doesn't necessarily mean it's the best package to have.
Yeah, your body composition isn't 100% indication of your overall health. It's not. Yeah.
So I think we need to understand like emotions. They are skin deep, right? And skin can be like how deep is skin? Do you know, Leah?
I don't know, 7 layers or something.
I used to know this. I was so into anatomy. Hold on. I really want to know before I say the wrong thing. 0.5 millimeters on the eyelids and 4 millimeters on the heels of your feet. So between 0.5 and 4 millimeters.
That doesn't seem that deep, but like burn it, that's deep. Right? Like you're like, oh my gosh, my skin. We have to start unpacking the people who have left emotional scars, or the situations that have left emotional scars, and rewriting the messages about ourselves to move forward and keep moving, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where do you start with that?
I think what you said, like befriend your body, right? Start by being neutral. Like, so I'm gonna talk about a little bit about neutrality, and we'll probably bring it up again next week. But I was listening to this one podcaster, and she was like, I had to tell myself, that's a stomach. It's not a fat stomach. It's not an ugly stomach. It's just a stomach. That's a normal stomach. If you're one of those people that like, I have a fat stomach, stop that and be like, hey, this is a stomach. This is a human stomach. This is a human arm. Some human arms look like this. And start using that neutrality to get to that, like, hey, like, I like the way this arm looks, or I like the way, that was kind of her suggestion.
That wasn't a bad one. But I guess when I said, where do you start? Is where, like, when you hit those emotions of all that emotional baggage, like, where do you start? Where do you start there? Like, it's just kind of like, okay, yeah, you're changing how you feel about you, but you also have to change about how other people feel about you as well. Sometimes our emotions are driven by, like I said earlier, about people's actions and words that they say to you, and how do you tell yourself that what the world around you is saying is not true. And yeah, I think I'm getting tripped up now, but it's like, I guess for me, I had to quiet the noise, because even when I'm telling myself, you're beautiful, that's why the mirror talk took a really long time to get where it's at now, because even though I'm telling myself I'm beautiful, I'll get on the phone with grandma, she'd be like, you're still fat, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm talking to myself in the beginning of the day, but now I'm dealing with what my dad is saying, my grandma's saying, my aunt is saying, my cousins are saying, like the outside world is saying about me being big. So it's like I gotta start all over the next day. So it's like kind of learning how to what people say, to just let it roll down my back, because I'll be defending myself every day. Because what I've learned about the older generation is they just talking, but because they just talking, but they don't realize the effect that that has on you mentally.
Right.
You're
right. You're right. So, all right, if you've been listening to us for quite a while, I think I have a couple of answers, right? We've talked about being curious, right? That's a great place to start. Where does this, like, embrace that negative emotion? Where is it coming from?
Right.
Why does it hurt so much? Get curious about that emotion. Question it. Seek it out. Live with it. Don't try to push it away. Don't try to shove it down. Let it in and really examine where it's coming from, who said it, why they say it, and how it impacts you. Then you need to start getting assertive. Hey, this is not okay. Like, when I'm talking to you, I love to spend time with you. I love to talk to you. But when you say things like this, it impacts me in a negative way. Being strong enough or courage enough to communicate that stuff. Because only then can things start changing. And if they don't, then you know who the people are on your side and who they're not. And then you start to have to make those tough choices, like, I'm only going to spend this much time with them, or I'm not going to spend time with them at all. I need to cut them out of my life because they're unhealthy for me right now. And hopefully it doesn't last forever. Maybe they'll change. Because there's hope for everybody. But sometimes you have to cut people out of your life for a short time, a long time, or whatever. And no one can make that decision but you. And you have to be willing to stick to your guns to get better so you can be better for yourself.
Yep.
That part, perfect.
Yep. Uphold your boundaries.
So important.
Yeah. My boundary with my mom is we do not go clothes shopping. We can't, because she has a lot of really critical things to say about the way I look and stuff. And I'm like, nope, we're not doing that. So, love her, but it's just one thing we can't do. And that's fine. But yeah.
That's protecting your mental space, like your mental sanity. And that's important. That's so important. And there are people that I only schedule to talk to once a month because I can't handle you more than that.
Yeah.
And then I think,
and that's okay.
Yeah.
And then I think, like, even though she's not with you, when you go shopping, is she still with you?
Yes.
At this point, no. But a few years ago, yes. Every single time. I'm like, oh, I can't wear that because, mom said. I'm like, no. Now I have a very certain way that I like to dress. I do it. I have my own issues with those things, but that's a whole other subject. But, no, and like you were saying, it's something you work on and work towards, and some days it's easier than others.
That's the trick. And so I'm going to encourage you, if you're listening, like, to reach out to people that are going to support you, that are going to uplift you, and keep you grounded and accountable and in check.
Yep.
Alrighty.
All right.
Perfectly said.
I think we cover a lot on how to work towards building a better positive body image. You guys feel like we missed anything? Or?
No.
No, this was a great conversation.
Yeah. And if you just think we did miss anything, or if you just want to add on to the conversation, please comment. Leah and I are always interested in what you guys think, what you guys have to say. We want to engage with you. We want to hear your ideas because it's going to help us learn and be better as well. So,
exactly. And with that, unless someone has anything else to say, I think we can go ahead and close out.
all right.
Well, I would just like to thank you for letting me, allowing me to be in you guys' space today. This was just dynamic. I love the vibe of this whole podcast, and I just, wish you guys the best in your future endeavors, and just honored to be around such like vulnerable and transparent individuals. So thanks for having me.
Thank you for being on our podcast. Also, don't forget, we have you for another time. So I forgot what the subject is, but I know you're on the schedule. It's going to come up soon.
Yes.
So we'll touch base. We'll touch base and definitely work out the details.
Okay.
If people wanted to get a hold of you or want to talk to you about this subject or any other subject, what would be the best way for them to contact you?
I am everywhere. The easiest way, you can contact me on at my email, info@beyourownkind.com. I also have a website, beyourownkind.com, and on Instagram, be _your_own_kind. And B is actually spelled out B.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll link everything in the show description, so make sure you guys check those out. Go follow her podcast and her platform and get in on all her goodies that she works so hard on.
Yeah, absolutely.
um it Speaking of work, is there anything that you're working on that you kind of just want to shout out real quick, promote?
Just tune into the podcast. I have a new segment with one of my partners at the Blueprint Media Company. It's called Sis Glow Up, where we're just talking about, just glowing up, and once again, align with Be Your Own Kind. Just doing your greatest and making your own blueprint, creating your own life. Not living to what others expect of you, but living your vision, your life. So yeah, please tune into that.
Awesome.
All right. And then finally, is there a message that you can leave us with today? It doesn't have to be about today's subject, just something that's on your heart that you want people to take away and just know. And if it is on today's subject, that's fine too.
Yeah.
Just to add to today's subject is give yourself grace. Even when you're on this journey, and like we all said, kind of you have good days and bad days. Give yourself grace on those bad days. Give yourself leeway and be patient, because what you want to change or what you want to do is not going to happen overnight. And you may encounter someone that says something crazy to you, and you may have even given into it, got emotional, cried about it, yelled at them. Give yourself grace. You're not going to have perfect days, and that is okay. And you have to learn, just like we want to give mercy to other people and we want to forgive other people and give people the benefit of the doubt, we deserve to give that to ourselves.
True.
I agree 100%. Mm-hmm. Thank you again for being with us today, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
Okay, same here. Bye.
Today's life lesson is goal setting. Goal setting can be an extremely hard process. The key here is to set clear, defined goals. Another key helper is set a deadline or have a deadline. Be compassionate with yourself. You're not always going to meet every goal every single time. That's just a part of life. Instead of beating yourself up when you don't reach your goals, focus on what is getting in the way and how you can overcome those, or overcome what it is. The more you get into this practice, the more you will raise your self-confidence. And remember, you're so worth it. And that is today's life lesson.